Hi, it's Jez from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm working in my journal that I'm putting in all our memories from, just from what we're doing at the moment. Me and Ed might be a bit of old memories, but what I've done is I've just printed off things that we've done sort of since March, and then I'm just deciding where to put them in my journal. That little sort of montage I put together there is from sort of it was kind of made around the time of our 36th anniversary this year, so it's 1988 when we first met there, and 2024 as we are now. Changed a bit, and yeah, so from early 20s, he was 22, I was 23, to now. You can do the maths. And yeah, so I thought those two sort of contrasts will go together. So I'm just going to stick them in, and I want Ed to write a few things, and I'll write a few things, and it'll be nice to look back on over time. So yeah, I thought we'd go one at the top, one at the bottom, and that second photo was taken night out with the boys. Went on a quiz night. So I'm thinking, I love that picture there that was taken about a month ago now, probably beginning of September. Yeah, just coming up 4 weeks ago. We went to Widensea, and Ed's little sister was there with her husband and her 3 children and the dog. They booked a caravan, and we went out and spent the day with them. And then that was the Saturday, and then the Sunday they came through to Hull, and we all went to the Deep, which was lovely. And yeah, and Gilly snapped that photo of the two of us, and I just love it. The sky was amazing. For September, we were so lucky. The sky was really, really blue. We're both wearing jeans and blue things. It just all sort of matched nicely. It was really nice, and my purple hair fading is sort of bluey, so it all kind of looks nice. So now what I'm doing is I'm finding me alphabet and number stamps there. I've not actually used those. I picked them up at the Rachel and Bella Craft retreat, the last one that was out. I didn't go to the very last one because Ed was too ill, but the one before that, Rachel had a bit of a giveaway table, and I sort of saw that, and I was in it for the box, and then when I realised it had alphabets and numbers, it was like, yeah, I'll have that. And then I kind of went, does anybody else want it? I feel a bit guilty for taking it. They go, no, you have it, Jess. So yeah, that's the date. So when was it was the 14th of September, and what are we on now? The 8th of October. So not quite 4 weeks ago. It'll be 4 weeks ago this Saturday, probably, won't it? So I don't know when this is going out, so it might be ages ago by then. So yeah, so now I'm thinking about putting a label round it. So I'm just looking there. These are Tracy Fox's labels, and so yeah, that one I decided would work well. So now I'm just going to find the block it's on, and I'll stamp that down. I'm doing this speeded up 4 times and a voiceover because it was an hour and a half of me just sitting doing. I didn't realise it was an hour and a half. You kind of get lost in the memories, and I'm whittering on about I don't know what when I'm doing it, and I just thought nobody wants to listen to that. So yeah, I thought, well, I'll speed it up and then do a voiceover of it. So I really quite like that. There we go. And what's nice, I think it says identification on that label, which is quite appropriate. I meant it identifying when it was. So that's nice. And I've got a few bits. I found them actually just earlier when I was in my craft space. And I had like the parking ticket, so there's photos I'm going to add later that've got us with the kids and Gilly and Ben, and so I might put the parking tickets and things with that one, so that kind of I like a little bit of memory. And the parking ticket was an old-fashioned proper ticket, so I like that. So here we are. That's Bluebell Woods. So Ed and I always go out in search of bluebells around March time, and I was trying to find, yeah, I think I went on that one. I decided, oh, that'd be nice. And then there's, because there's like woods on the other page and it's a pocket. And so I'll probably write something and chuck it in that pocket. Actually, I think I've done something else now. I've like forgotten what I was doing. So now I've got to put the date on again. So I have a little bit of, oh no, I go for bluebells. So I went off there to find some stamps that, some ink rather, that would kind of match the bluebells. So it's one of Stamping Up. So it was an ink colour. I think it's no longer, I think it's a retired ink colour. But I thought it was a good match for bluebells. So now I'm trying to find all the letters. And I'm going to practice stamping bluebell. I didn't want, because I'm planning on stamping. I was going to stamp straight on the page, so I decided I needed to have a little practice first. And I also wanted to see what the colour was like, because don't want to get it all spoiled. So yeah, I do that, and then I end up, chickening out of going on the page. So yeah, I do like it in the end. So yeah, that's where I want it. But as I say, I chicken out and put it on this in the end. I try a couple of times because I just seem to be doing things. I mean, there's higgledy-piggledy and there's just a mess, isn't there? So we'll, third time's a charm, as they say, isn't it? So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, we are very excited, Ed and I, because we have booked to go away this weekend, and really looking forward to it. He's feeling so much better, and so we went out today into town, and he was tired. He says, but I'd be tired if I was sitting at home doing nothing. So it's nice to be tired having done something. So yeah, and so it made him feel a little bit more confident about going away for the weekend. So going to a spa. Ed does like a spa. He likes sitting in a steam room and jacuzzis and things. So yeah, so we will enjoy that. And I said to him, if you get exhausted, you don't have to go back to the room and go to bed. You can just lie on one of their chill out rooms in the spa. So so that's what we're doing. So there, I'm just getting out my scraps, and I just wanted to mat it a bit there on a bit of ripped brown paper. That's brown paper that I've taken off a piece of corrugated cardboard, so it's got like the lines of the corrugation. I do like the look of that. So so yeah, that's what we're doing. So yeah, very excited about going away, and we've chosen somewhere. It's in Harrogate, and so I said, you know what's in Harrogate, don't you, Ed? And he went, oh God, please don't make me come with you though. So it's Art from the Heart is there. I went, I'll be visiting that. And he went, yes, I thought you might. So yeah, there was method in my madness of choosing the location. So I shall go and treat myself because it's nearly my birthday and I can. And yeah, so what are we doing now? Oh, I'm picking out. What am I doing now, Jez? I don't know, Jez. Trying to decide which. I've forgotten what pictures I'm doing next. So I do some from Worcester, and I do some about being in hospital. So I've obviously disappeared off getting something. I don't quite know what. And now I'm. No, what are you doing, Jez? Well, I really don't know. So oh, it's just the date. Just doing the date. So what did we do on the 24th of the 4th? 21st even? I don't know. And so if there's a little pinging, I have to apologise. I'm getting messages, and yeah, and I forgot that they would come out on my MacBook. So yeah, I'm just choosing now because Ed's asleep and James has gone out climbing. So I just thought it was a perfect time to do a little bit of a voiceover. So but best laid plans and that. Oh, I bunged that in the middle. was a strange choice, Jess. I'm not quite sure that I now agree with that, but anyway, it's done, innit? So what am I doing now? I'm going for Ed's first admission to hospital. So after Ed's first chemo, he got an infection and was really dehydrated, and so they had to admit him, which was a bit of a shock. We weren't expecting it, but you know, at least he was being well looked after. And the grounds of so we have a dedicated cancer unit here in Hull. Well, it's in Cottingham, and it's beautiful. So that's the garden that those pictures were taken in, and it was beautiful, sunny weather. And it was when it's the time we had the Northern Lights, because Ed and I were due to go to a concert in the Minster on the Friday night, and sadly he was in hospital, so he couldn't come. So me and James went, and we were listening to the concert. It was Hans Zimmer film music. It was amazing, and James just looked and he went, "Mum, look at the sky," because there are some stained glass windows in the Minster, but they're also sort of just windows, glass, and so you could really see the colour of the sky. We went, "Gosh, that's amazing!" And I did sneak a quick picture, and it wasn't until like ages after, when we got home, where people were posting pictures of the Northern Lights, and it was like, that's what we saw in the Minster. So yeah. So I decided, I'm ripping that up. So we've just got a little bit and they all fit in. So that's James. He's quite a clown. So he's pretending he doesn't like his dad. And then I get a nice one of him. So yeah. So this was after. So this must have been the Sunday, I think, that this was taken. You'd probably know if you looked up your calendar on that date. But yeah, you can see how lovely and sunny it was. And he came out. Did he come out on the Monday? Yeah, he came out on the Monday, I think. He went in. Well, we went in on the Tuesday to the assessment unit, and they were going to admit him, but then they let him come home after hours of being in there. And then we went back in on the Wednesday, and then they went, "Now we're keeping you in today." And he came out on the Monday, so he was virtually there a week. But long days they are. So what am I doing now? So I'm having a little flick, find a little page that I like. Decided I like that one. I like that carrier bag that I used. So yeah, now I'm going for the Worcester trip. So we went down to the Rachel and Brother Craft retreat at the farm in June, and so that was like a Monday to Thursday, and so to break it up and not arrive exhausted, we stayed on the Sunday night in Worcester on the way down, so we didn't have much of a drive the next day. And those pictures were taken in a little Belgian bar that we found, and we do like our Belgian bar and our Belgian beer, and so we and it was sort of really nice. I think it was like, it was a week after he'd come out of hospital, and so it was really nice to share that photo of him with his beer and a big smiley face to all the family, because everybody was obviously really worried about him. And what's funny is in the background there's the film poster of In Bruges, and we watched that film on one of his birthdays. I can't remember which one now, and it was like never. I mean, it's a funny film. Well, it's also quite violent, but it's funny, and we and it was like, God, Bruges is beautiful, and we've been to Belgium, but we'd never been to Bruges, and we were like, we need to go to Bruges. So we eventually did. Living in Hull, we've got the ferries that you can do what we call a Dutch dash. So you can go one day, spend the night on the ferry, have a day in Holland, and then you come back on the ferry and have another night on the ferry the next day. So we did that, and we decided we wanted longer in Bruges than just a day. So we actually stayed 3 nights in Bruges. Did we spend 3 nights in Bruges? No, we spent 3 days, 2 nights. Yeah. We went over, sailed on the Monday, sailed back Thursday night. Yeah, so that'd be Tuesday, Wednesday actually in Bruges. Yeah, so that was fab. Climbed up that tower. Have you ever been to Bruges? It was a big, tall tower. Climbed up it. I suffer from vertigo, and I thought I was actually going to have a heart attack because as you got further and further up the tower, the stairs get narrower and narrower. Yeah, proper had a vertigo attack. But it doesn't stop me going up high buildings. I did the same at St. Peter's in Rome. Yeah. So yeah, so there I'm just writing a little bit about being in that Belgian bar, and so I decided take a bit of that bag and make a little flip, and so that I'm not covering the whole of that carrier bag because I really like it, and I actually paid good money for it. I went to the shop and I bought something, and I said, oh, she said, would you like a bag? And I said, oh, I'll be all right. Oh, I said, oh no, what do your bags look like? She showed me. I went, oh yeah, can I have two, please? She just looked at me, and she said, oh, we do have them in smaller sizes. And I went, oh, they're nice. Can I have two of them as well? So yeah, I bought four of her bags, two big one, two small one. So I decided I'm going to do a pocket on that. So it's only thin brown paper. So I'm putting a little bit of tea dyed paper there to a bit of scrap to sort of give it a bit of extra strength, and so that it will withstand things going in and out of it. So we just trim that down, and then I do a thumb notch there so that I can stick it on. Then I got a pocket because I'm sure I've got other bits of memorabilia that I've kept, like the hotel room number and probably a receipt. We went off to Nando's that night. I haven't been to Nando's for years. We used to always go to Nando's once a month. Well, not always chose Nando's. We used to let the kids choose once a month. They could have a takeaway or we could go out to eat somewhere. Sometimes we went to Pizza Hut. And it was always on the Sunday night following us having had... We used to do respite fostering, and we used to have these two boys for the weekend. They were brothers. And so as a little treat for my kids... our kids, we would have a takeaway or go out. And Nando's was often one that was chosen. So we had a lovely evening in Nando's, remembering fostering, which was great. We did it for 10 years. The boys grew up that we fostered, and so yeah, so they go out to the fostering system, and yeah, and it was really nice. It kind of enhanced, I think, our life doing that. And the kids enjoyed having them as well because they were younger than them. So yeah, so it was like having two little siblings. It was really good. So yeah, so we did a lot of talking about that and remembering different things when we were in Nando's, and yeah, it was pleasant. We went back to the Belgian bar to have a drink afterwards. It was shut. It's a shame, but then it was a Sunday night, so I guess it's not going to stay open that long. So now I'm just sort of flicking around, thinking, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next, Jess? Oh, I really don't know. So I think this is where I sort of put pictures in then from his hospital admission. Sort of, he had a room with a view, which was nice because I say the gardens are lovely, and so I mean he's been in since again for another week, and he had an even better view the next admission, which was nice for him, and we had some lovely walks, and we discovered that it'll actually come when I do the photos for that. We discovered a little bit of a secret garden on the second admission, which was nice. But there, so yeah, I surprised him and brought our eldest boy to that visit. He really wasn't expecting him to come. Goodness only knows why he wasn't expecting to come, because I said, you want to come and visit Dad? Yes, of course I do. So it wasn't that he didn't want to. So yeah, so that's me just cutting them up. I think I don't put them in this time. They're for next time, so they're just ripped up, ready to put in, and I've just put in the slips with the dates. So I went through and wrote them on, and there's a picture of Ed looking looking a bit poorly, but also looking okay, really. Oh, I know what I'm doing here. So I decided there's a pocket there. So I decided that what would be good is if I got a bit of tea-dyed paper that would fit in, fold it over, I can fit all the pictures. That was what I decided. So I'm just rounding the corners because, the sharp corners are offensive, aren't they? As Julie says. And so yeah, just give them a quick little ink. Um, I don't know. I just thought, why are you inking, Jez? It's not like it's a vintage journal. Well, I mean, it is vintage in that I've chosen different papers, and some of them are very old. I mean, that Bible is an antique. So, but it's what I do, and it makes me happy, and that's what this little journal is about. Really, it's about happy memories, and so yeah. So I'm inking because I am. So then I'm doing. I just like the little poster of the. Um, it was little things like that. Room 7. That was sort of significant um, to me at the time. I didn't do that in his second admission. It's like you've got those pictures of what the ward's like. He was on a different ward, but they're identical almost. Um, but and he was actually in 2 different rooms on the last one. He got moved part way through out of his single room. Somebody was poorlier than him, so he then went into a shared room, which is quite nice actually, because he got to speak to the other chap he was in with, so not quite so boring. And he always has my iPad when he's in there, and then he can watch Netflix and Sky Sports and whatever on the iPad. So he did indulge himself doing that. So you got to do something to get you through hospital admission, don't you? And yeah, so it's quite nice. And I don't know if you can read on that, but they have really long visiting times from 11 in the morning till 7 at night, and they never kick you out. And they always say 2 per bed. Well, I've got 2 sons, and so they never stopped all 3 of us being there at all. So yeah, so they're really good. Yeah, and there's me and him. The boys took me and him, which is nice. Not like we haven't got many photos of us, but they often don't pose. But for some reason, they're indulging me at the moment. And although Ed did yesterday, his brother and his wife and mum came to visit, and I took photos because I'd forgotten the previous weekend when we had loads of family visiting. I didn't take a single photo, so I said, "No, we're having a photo." And he went, like, as long as it's only one. And I went, I can't just take one. It might be rubbish. I've got to take a couple. Yeah, I don't do it forever. And I took a picture today. We went out for a coffee. And he was like, do we really have to have photos all the time? And I went, yes, we do. Actually, Ed, we really do. So he let me have one. So I've put that on Insta today, actually. Except it won't be today when you watch this. But yeah, actually, I don't think I put the picture of him. I just put the picture of our drinks. So, yeah. Right, so I know this is going to end in about 2 minutes. So I'm not quite sure how I ended this. So I've not put any writing in that. I want some writing to be Ed and some to be me. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be stamping the date because that did actually take quite a long time. So I'll get all that sorted off camera and maybe be a little bit more prepared the next time I add some entries to sort of think about. What I'm trying to do is play catch up with these, so then I'm documenting and it's just happened is what I want to do. So that's me sorting them out. And I grabbed the ones. So there was a couple from around Worcester the next day, and then arriving at the retreat in our amazing peacock loft that we stayed in, which was just fabulous. So I'm getting them ready, and I'll probably stick them somewhere. I'm not quite sure. I can't decide. My head's now an hour and a half I was at this. I was thinking, right, I've had enough. So yeah, so I'm kind of just going to leave it at that, and I'll bring you all for the ride sometime soon. Bye for now.